Planning a fishing trip shouldn't feel like a full-time job. With fishingbooker.com, you can find and book the perfect fishing trip within minutes. Fishingbooker.com connects you with trusted fishing captains around the world. Booking is fast, easy, and secure, with access to verified customer reviews, loyalty rewards, and around-the-clock customer support. Everything you need to book with confidence is in one place. So head to fishingbooker.com and start planning your next fishing adventure today.
Mazda has been named Consumer Reports' safest new car brand. It starts with our approach. Every Mazda comes standard with proactive safety features, so you're more aware of what's around you, more focused on the road ahead, and ready before problems ever start. Mazda, more of what matters most to you. Go to MazdaUSA.com to learn more. Consumer Reports does not endorse or promote any product.
All right, welcome back to the Survival and Basic Badass podcast with Kevin and Chuck. Today we're going to talk about the right gun for you, and basically what guns we have, and you know how we set them up and how we take care of that kind of thing. Let me get comfortable, get a beer here, and so basically there was a message on our email at preppingbadass@gmail.com from Tristan, who wanted to say, we're always talking about AR-15s, but we haven't really gotten into any details of what we own or what we like, and so I thought we might have a little bit of talk about that.
Now, remember, all these conversations about what we have are hypothetical.
Well, I was going to say they were all at my camp in Tennessee.
I don't own a gun. But if I did, let me tell you.
What it would be. Well, so here's the thing. You know, everybody gets into every gun has its purpose, and I don't know, you want the right gun for the right job.
Sure.
That's the issue.
Mm-hmm.
There are a bunch of brands out there. A lot of guys like, if you're going to build or put together an AR-15, they say, oh, you got to get a billet lower and billet upper and make everything nice and hardened metal. Well, if you keep your gun clean, it's not going to explode on you.
Mm-hmm.
If you take care of it, I wouldn't recommend like polymer lowers.
Mm-hmm.
That's when they make it out of like plastic and
mm-hmm.
poo off their 3D printer.
Mm-hmm.
That's not what I'm talking about. But I mean, in general, if you buy, here's where I get the hate mail. If you buy an Anderson lower, Anderson is like the hated AR-15 brand. But they're mil spec. Get over it. They're okay.
Right.
Not my go-to gun. That's not what I use. But there's nothing wrong with an Anderson lower. You're not going to have problems. It's not going to be bad.
No, and you had a good point, though. If you keep them clean, your grandkids can be using these weapons. It's not, these things don't rust out in an hour or two.
Now, the next thing, so we'll start with the lower, and we'll kind of build on Chuck's AR-15 theories.
All right.
So Anderson is the bottom. But sure, you can buy them for $49. Sometimes they're even $29. They're just giving that shit away. But next, I think, is like Aero Precision. I keep seeing on primary arms, you can get an Aero Precision, which you get less feedback, less negative feedback in my AR-15 builder groups.
Uh-huh.
So, that might be the step up. To me, they're probably the same thing. Who knows? I haven't noticed a difference. I've used both. I have not had any problems with either. Now, my primary AR-15 that I use actually has a Stag lower. And that's my New York gun, if you will.
All right.
That's the one that the government knows about, that I can take to the gun range, that I can use in the fields, that I can do anything. And that's a Stag. Stag is a good quality, moderately priced rifle. I say moderately priced. It's probably, off the shelf, probably $8.99 to $12.99, depending on the gun you're after. I like to wait for sales. I'm kind of a cheapskate, but I have a regular standard Stag lower. Has the Stag trigger in there. I actually bought mine with a 20-inch bull barrel on it, and I wanted something that was a little more fun. Mm-hmm. Something that was lightweight, that I could run around, go out and chase coyotes in the yard, teach the wife and kids how to shoot, that kind of stuff. So what I did, I actually bought I want to say Radical Firearms upper for that, and I bought it without a bolt carrier group and without a charging handle. Now, for a bolt carrier group, I want to say it was Bravo Company. And I bought some kind of, I don't know any of these things. I bought some kind of, you know what I did? I bought a Sons of Liberty Gunworks charging handle. You know what? The charging handle, you can buy an $8 Anderson charging handle. And unless you're left-handed, it will make no difference to you whatsoever. And it will not have an effect on the function of the gun. I would say the bolt carrier group, you do want to spend a little bit of money. That's your better, part you want to upgrade. I've seen guys upgrade their firing pins. I've never personally broken a firing pin, but I also, again, take care of my guns and clean my guns.
Yeah.
So everything, when I said that I was going to buy a Radical Firearms, which are probably the cheapest barrels you could freaking find. But I'm like a 16-inch barrel. I want it for screwing around in the yard. I bought it where it's got the ribs on the top and on the bottom, but not on the sides, because I was looking for lightweight. Mm-hmm. And I think I have diamond head sights on it.
All right.
And I actually have a Stag stock on it. Now, that's a pretty straightforward light gun. Now, so everything's pretty good, except you would say, well, Chuck, that upper and barrel from Radical Firearms is a little shady, whatever. It shoots straight. I can do 1-inch groups with it. I don't know. Maybe you guys need to clean your guns better is what I would tell you. Now, I did want to do a more high-end build. Mm-hmm. Now, because of the limitations in New York State, I have to keep this at Chuck's secret bug-out location located out New York State. Mm-hmm. Now, I can tell you what a gun like that looks like. That one, I chose to go with a Sons of Liberty Gunworks lower. I have a Stag pistol grip on that because I actually like where you put your fingers in it. Mm-hmm. It has the, right, the finger cleats kind of thing.
Right.
I have a, believe it or not, hardened firearms upper on that, and I think they call it the 12-inch Talon with a 16-inch barrel on that. They do, nice heavier steel. They're upgraded, but they're not your real high end. Sons of Liberty Gunworks is middle of the road, maybe slightly upper end. I did the charging handle and the bolt carrier group for that one is Sons of Liberty Gunworks. And then you're like, but Chuck, what I really want to know is, what do you have for a trigger in that? Well, the cool thing is, with Sons of Liberty Gunworks, they have 3 positions on your selector switch where it can be safe, semi, and like full auto. It basically shows a bullet broken into pieces, like it's shooting many. So, obviously, since it has that option on the selector, I decided maybe it was time to check out a Franklin Arms binary trigger. Mm-hmm. Now let me tell you about Franklin Arms binary triggers. You've heard me mention that I was excited and this was something I was very interested in and something I would like to, own and use in the future. Well, I was able to secure one at some point. Obviously, not for New York State. And it turns out, freaking pain in the ass. It was so much work to get that thing working correctly.
Yeah.
That I was not happy. I've installed probably 20 triggers over the years. And I would tell you, I also installed the same binary trigger at least 10 times. And they actually have little checkpoints. They're like, oh, you did this step. Now verify it does this, this, and this. And it started out working good. And then I do the next step. And then it wouldn't work. And then I'd go back. And I'm bending it with like crowbars and shit in the trigger.
Is that like an official gunsmithing tool?
That's a gunsmithing tool. It's the Gorilla Bar in 46 inch.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So, I'm twisting and shaping. It's a pain in my balls. You ever get stuck with one of those and you have a hard time with it? Send me an email. I might be able to talk you through.
You think you got it figured out
now? Get
now?
your crowbar ready. Oh, yeah, it's working properly now. But it did require some finesse.
Okay.
And a lot of gun lube. Remember I was telling you about
I had that same
how we
problem
got that
last night.
fancy gun lube in our tack pack a couple months ago?
Yeah.
I broke it out.
Yep. All right.
And I just oiled that shit up and was like, we're going to make this fucker work. But I kid you not, the trigger was in there. It was out. In, out. And I got to say, the little trigger pins that hold it in place, they normally look like nice and black and smooth, and it looks like flush on the thing. Mine are like shiny metal, and they look like hammered.
Marks.
They look like Thor was banging on it for a little bit. It's flattened as it goes in. That's how mine is, because it's been in and out like 20 fucking times. But I'm just saying, that might be something they want to look into.
If you ever have to switch your firearm to somewhat automatic weapon, and you have to do it yourself at home, then you've got something to deal with.
Well, here's the thing too, and again, it's binary trigger, completely legal.
Right.
The ATF has looked into it.
Okay.
There are no problems.
All right.
But what I can tell you is, I go to the gun store, and I'm like, look, maybe you guys can help me out with these fancy binary triggers. Oh, no problem. I've sold 47 of them. Everything's great. Let me get it for you. Over and over again, the guy says, I can install that for you. And I'm like, what, am I an idiot? I've installed tons of triggers. Yeah, okay, but, you might need me to install that for you. Just let me know, because I'll take care of it for you. And I was like, no, man, I got this. No, we're good. Are you sure? Because I can install it. I've done it.
Yeah, so he knew.
He knew. And then, so after I try and do it, and I'm like, I must fuck something up and whatever. I'm like, I can't go back to this guy. He sees me.
After you're so adamant that you knew what you were doing.
And he was like, I'm still here. I'm just saying.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, damn it. All I can say is I spent an entire morning dealing with this stupid trigger. And then I ended up just putting it in a drawer and left it there for 3 weeks. And then I went back to it. Because I was like, I just can't deal with it right now.
Uh-huh.
And then it took me another day where I was like, I'm going to go out and shoot it today. It's going to be great. And it still took that full day.
Well, just think about that when you're getting a binary trigger and the guy offers to install it for you. Maybe that's the best bet.
But here's the thing. Here's where I went wrong. It says easy install right on the packaging.
So does IKEA furniture.
So I crack it open, and then the direction says, this trigger should only be installed by a professional gunsmith. And I'm like, then why does it say easy install? Easy for him?
So easy for a gunsmith.
Well, I can tell you, I must be a gunsmith now because that thing was a pain in the balls. And I'm watching YouTube videos and the guy had no problems. Just like bam, bam, bam. And I'm doing the same thing, going along with the video.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Not happening.
He's like, oh, this will work out. And look, it works fine. And I do that. Nope. So I'm just saying that's something you might be into. Now, I do keep a, not the Sons of Liberty gun there with the binary trigger, but another gun, my Stag that I have in New York, I keep a flashlight on there. Now, I would say it would be intelligent for you if you live in a communist state to have extra gun lowers, which should be available for purchase. I also like extra trigger sets. I also like 80% lowers. I think you guys have heard me talk about ghost guns before. And finishing them yourself. There is a company, 80% Arms, that has a pretty good jig right now that makes it very easy to, mill out your own lowers. That way when the UN decides to, when the U.S. goes along with the UN weapons ban and they want to register everything, maybe those 80% lowers might come in handy.
They might come in handy.
I gotta say, the only thing that makes us free is guns, is the Second Amendment. Without guns, we're not free anymore.
Right.
I know that sounds harsh, but that's what I'm saying. Now that I've kind of gone into a little bit of detail about what you might want on your gun, there are a bunch of different things you need to consider when you pick out your gun. You need a gun that you're comfortable with and that you trust. You trust the sights, you trust the safety, you trust whatever's important to you.
Right.
I have guns that don't have safeties. That's okay. I'm not saying you need a safety. I'm saying it should be a gun that you're comfortable with.
Right.
When I see a predator and I feel I need to go out and take care of that predator, for the longest time, I was grabbing my Remington 597 VTR 22 long rifle.
That sounds like the right pick.
And I got to tell you, I spent a lot of time one day sighting it in. And now I can say with confidence, whether it's something the size of a squirrel or a groundhog or whatever, no matter how far it is, I'd say up to 100 yards. I know for a fact I'm going to hit it. There's no doubt. I'm not super paranoid about, what's in the distance, whatever. Obviously, I'm shooting in safe directions, but I'm not second-guessing everything. I'm not, worried about my shot. I just know I can go right to it. There's no heart pounding. There's no excitement. There's no adrenaline. I just know if I point this gun, it's going to work and it's going to do it. For a long time, one of my handguns was the Ruger SR-22. And you're like, oh, 22 is a stupid gun for a handgun for your everyday carry. I agree with that. But you know what? I was so confident with how well I could shoot with it and so confident about my carry and, where I could keep it.
Well, I don't think it's necessarily the wrong gun. I mean, if you're worried about somebody hopped up on PCP that's 250 pounds charging at you, maybe that's not the best thing to have in your hand. But if you're talking about going in and out of businesses and you want to have something that is not going to be very obvious to people, then I think that's fine. I think that's a fine handgun to have.
I did eventually upgrade to the VP9 SK from H&K. I am very happy with it so far. Hopefully, I'm going to get off my ass. And,
how big is that?
And do a, I don't know.
Is it something you can slide in a holster inside your shirt?
I can carry it under a T-shirt.
Under a T-shirt?
Under a T-shirt.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know about the sitting down thing so well, but I can carry it under a T-shirt.
Okay.
If I'm walking, it's all good. But, there's whatever. And that's the thing. You got to spend some time with the right holsters.
Right.
You got to get things. But it's so much more important to have a gun that you're comfortable with and you're confident with.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to do so much better with everything. That's what's important. You got to go out and use your gun where it's like your right hand.
Right.
I don't even think about it with my 22. And now, slowly, I've just gotten that way with the AR.
Mm-hmm.
It's good with the AR. It's just twice as loud.
Right.
And so I don't want to shoot it in the yard every day and cause a, big disturbance and an uprising. New York will send our Stasi, or AKA the state police, down to come get me.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever. I don't, I'm not looking forward to that.
Mm-hmm.
But I decided, you know what? It's time. I need to beef it up to the AR. And I started really making that the go-to. Now, I always, when I was out with the boys, when I'm going places, when I'm going and shooting, it was AR all the time. But around the yard, I wasn't, in the gun range, all that stuff. It was all good with the AR. But I just was so confident with the 22, with the noise level, with the everything. It just made it the right choice. That's what I have to say about that.
All right.
Now, I understand you don't exactly like to give out your gun preferences to the free world.
I'm just not going to say anything
You're
about
a little more intelligent, no?
No, I'm going to leave it blank. I mean, I still stick with, I'll say that I still stick with a shotgun as home defense. And that's really about all I'm interested in talking about.
All right,
as far
that
as
sounds
that goes.
good. Now, I would say, if you were to tell me, well, Chuck, I'd really rather see like an AR-10 and you upgrade to a 308 with a man-sized bullet, I wouldn't say you were wrong.
308 is not a bad way to go.
Now, the other thing, and it was funny because I didn't put it together that it was the same guy, that it was Tristan asking me about the what type of AR-15 I use and, what parts I like in there. Honestly, I've never had problems with anything that's mil-spec or better.
Mm-hmm.
Just keep your guns clean.
Yeah.
But I didn't put
and
together
if it's
that was
manufactured
him.
in Romania, stay away from it.
And maybe use slightly better ammo.
Mm-hmm.
You know what was weird? I was just saying I love my my Remington 597 and 22, and that does not shoot Remington bullets that well. They jam like freaking 1 out of 10.
Mm-hmm.
And then I buy slightly higher end bullets, no problem.
Yeah. A lot of the time, jamming with those types of weapons has to do with cleaning.
Oh,
but
that
that's
hurts.
not always the case. That
hurts.
Ammo.
Did I mention that I'm an
small-
expert when it comes to handgun shooting in the military? And let me tell you why.
Why is that, Chuck?
Because I had a Glock that apparently nobody had ever cleaned in their entire life.
Uh-huh.
So every other bullet I shot would jam as it closed, and it would catch the bullet in the slide, and I would have to take it and dump the bullet on the ground. And so after shooting, 30 rounds or whatever, and the guy adds them all up, and he's like, wow, they must all be bullseyes because either you're missing the target the whole time, and I'm like, yeah,
or it's going through the
or
same...
all the bullets are laying on the ground next to me, and they must all been bullseyes. And he's like, well, I'm going to have to go with that. So I'm just saying, realize you're talking to an expert.
Yeah. I'm also an expert with a pistol, according to the Navy, which means I had to shoot a paper target that was like 15 feet away 3 times. It's not something to hang your hat on.
I shouldn't put it on the resume?
No.
All right. Now,
if you come back out of the Marines and say the same thing, maybe that's a different story. I don't know what their standards are, but I'm sure it's not Navy standards.
All right. Now, the next thing I would say, I think ours was if the bullet doesn't come back because you shot the deck of the ship, if it doesn't come back, it hit you in the leg.
Right.
And apparently not everybody on my ship was able to pass that qualification.
Yeah. Okay.
But, whatever.
That's why they
Each
have
his own.
expert and marksman and
That's
the
right.
different
you
levels.
have to have somewhere to go.
If you accidentally shoot yourself, you only get the marksman badge.
That's right. They,
You know what I just heard, though, the other day? That, Tupac Shakur, the rapper?
yeah. They're pretty sure he shot himself?
Yeah, the only times he had been shot in his entire life is when he shot himself.
I think you're making that
He
up.
talks all the time about he been shot 5 times. I mean, granted, somebody did shoot him like 6 times when he died.
Well,
I
yeah,
mean,
that
before that time.
Maybe he accidentally shot himself 6 times.
It could have
when
been
he
that
died.
that time also.
I mean, they never found
They
the
never
killer,
caught
right?
the guy.
All right. Now, there is a movie about that, though. We can get to the bottom of it.
Apparently, there's books out. They know exactly who did it. They just don't
they
give
just
a fuck.
can't prove it, or they didn't give a fuck.
Yeah, they don't care.
All right. So, anyway, where I was going to go with this Tristan connection is in the Prepping Badass group. I don't know if you guys have joined, but maybe you should.
Mm-hmm.
In the Prepping Badass group, Tristan mentioned, does anybody have a bolt-action rifle, right? For your primary gun, your go-to gun.
Mm-hmm.
And I gotta say, there's nothing wrong with that. And if you live in like a communist state like New York or California,
Don't forget Illinois.
or Illinois, I replied to him that, you know, the Remington 700 is an excellent firearm.
Yeah.
And if you learn how to use it and master it like it's your go-to, that is an excellent gun that you can buy anytime and can be your go-to right away. No problem. And it's something you can count on. It's reliable. You're probably going to have slightly better accuracy than the AR if you take care of it. Again, you can set up an AR to be anything, so I always give the the disclaimer there of slightly better. But that definitely is an option out there. He was talking about the Ruger Predator. I know some guys get excited about the 6.5 Creedmoor. I'm just saying there's options out there. But yeah, that's about what I have to say about Chuck's firearms.
Yeah. I would say that, with bolt-action rifles, they're reliable as far as firing every time you pull the trigger.
I like that.
They're accurate, not necessarily more or less accurate than a modern firearm, but they're accurate. And, if you get good at it, how long did it take Oswald to shoot 3 bullets in the Kennedy? It was in like 4 seconds or 10 seconds, something like that.
It becomes second nature.
Right. As
As you're aiming, you can really, do that. If you're, the reason an AR is cool is because people don't aim.
Mm-hmm.
That's why it's effective, because they're like, oh, I can aim a little bit and, whatever. I'll just throw a whole lot of bullets.
Right.
But maybe if I care about where the bullets go, maybe that bolt action is the right choice.
I mean, even police officers that are supposedly trained in firearms, which that's questionable, honestly. Most police officers don't have all that much training, unless they pursue it themselves.
That
as
can
far
be
as
a little
requirements,
bit disturbing.
Irregardless of that fact, oftentimes, when people panic and they fire rounds, they hit people that aren't even the target. It happened about 2 years ago in New York City. They guy had a gun, or he had a machete. He was acting crazy on the street. 2 police officers came on him and fired 9 rounds. 5 of them hit him, and 2 hit just random people that were standing behind him. So thinking before you pull a trigger is probably a little bit easier when you have a bolt-action rifle.
Yes.
So, I mean, aim is practicing your aim and practicing trigger control and all those things are important. But, when you get in those situations, especially around your house, you should be conscientious of it. If somebody's to break into your house, you don't want to be shooting at somebody in your kid's bedroom, You want to be conscientious of where those rounds are going to end up if they miss or if they pass through the intended target. So it's something you want to think about, especially with a bolt-action rifle, you don't have that problem necessarily.
I like it. So now a lot of you guys are thinking, you know what, Chuck, I'm not all about guns, survival, whatever. We like to talk about homesteading, different stuff. I do have something for you. So I always try and expand my knowledge. And the idea is I want to bring in stuff to the podcast that you maybe didn't hear everywhere else. And Kevin had turned me on, well, a while back to an author, John 12 Hawks.
Right.
Has a book called Traveler.
Yeah, Traveler. It's a 3-part series.
Is it? Because
Yeah.
I could only find the one.
Yeah.
But anyway, so he talks me into reading that. I did that for a while. I learned a lot of good stuff. I've shared some of the tricks and tips with you.
Mm-hmm.
And I was looking for something new this week, so I read a book called Spark, which is another John 12 Hawks.
Right. Now,
No, I
if
got
any of you guys, I'm going to put this out here as a challenge.
All right.
If any of the listeners can figure out who the hell this guy is and what his real name is,
Shoot Kevin an email.
you get a free SOG. I will autograph it and send it out to you.
Jungle Primitive?
Jungle
What?
Primitive.
Really?
If you can figure out what his real name is, you know, just let me know. Shoot me an email.
That sounds like a pretty sweet deal. I might have to start this research.
Yeah, see what you can dig up, because I've been digging and I haven't been able to figure it out.
So, I'm reading this book, Spark, which is not quite the other books.
Mm-hmm. It's a little bit strange.
It's a little bit strange.
Didn't finish it. Did you finish it?
I don't know. I'm a good 10 or 15 hours into the audiobook.
Okay.
Yeah, I know. I told you I was reading a book. I know I don't
Nobody
really
actually
read
reads books
You know,
anymore.
You get the idea. So, anyway, here's what I got for you for my prepper tip of the day.
All right.
So, the guy's in Paris, and there's an Antifa type group, and they want to do a protest, and you see them all kind of showing up, and they're all carrying these burlap sacks. And they're like looking around, and what's this about? There's a bunch of them, and, you know, they're identified. Like, you think Antifa, like, if they were all wearing black hoodies.
Right.
In this book, they're all wearing, like, black, like, thug, you know, watch caps,
The
they
beanies.
called them in the Navy.
Yep.
Yeah. So, anyway, they're all living the thug life there. But what they do is, they're basically around the Eiffel Tower, which is kind of set up like Times Square, where you have a bunch of roads kind of converge. And what they do is they have a bunch of cut up tires so that they have like maybe an 18-inch long strip, and they nailed a bunch of nails in it, like spikes.
Right.
And they all have them in their burlap sacks, and then they mysteriously drop them on all the roads, and all the cars start running over them and flattening all their tires. Then they start their protesting and robbing and whatever it is they plan to do. But what happens is, when the police that are there call for backup, there's such a heavy congestion of traffic blocked by all these stalled cars.
Right.
They're
Nobody
not
can
able
get there.
to get in and get to them. And I was like, you know, that's kind of a clever idea. No, I do not promote anything like that, but I'm just saying, if you were in like Tiananmen Square,
Yeah. All you have to do is stop one car. The traffic jam will make itself.
and it takes care of itself. So, you know, these are just something you might want to think about when the time is appropriate. And I'm not talking about here in America. I'm saying in a hypothetical world where you're caught in China, or maybe in
New York City.
Korea, and Kim Jong-un is like, you know, I'm not really down for getting rid of my nukes. Screw you, Americans. You
Yeah.
know, something like that.
Doesn't sound like he's down for it.
Yeah, but, you know.
We'll see what happens.
I don't know that I blame Trump on that, though. The media's like, oh, look, Trump's an idiot. No, I think you try, and then you smack the shit out of him.
Yep. That's what you got to do.
You know, you got to be like, look, I made a good faith effort. I told you. I said, hey, let's work this out. Let's be friends. Let's not lose American lives. And then you bring the freaking rain.
There you go.
I'm just saying.
There you go. Now, I've got a couple of prepper tips for you myself.
Oh, I like it.
I bugged out last week to a secret rural location,
All right.
and I've been there sinst.
Was it Lake George?
I just got back. It was it was not Lake George,
All right.
though Lake George is nice. Went back. Just came back today. Still set up out at the bug out location, but came back here to go to work today and tomorrow, and
you
take
came
a shower.
back for the podcast.
And for the podcast.
Let's be honest.
The shower was honestly more important. First hot shower I've had in a week, but, I'm not complaining. I did use the solar-powered shower, which is basically just a black bag. So it's not really that solar. It brought it from freezing to cold, so it's something.
Now,
something. The water temp out there
is like
is
100 degrees here.
Yeah. The water temp there is about 43 though, so it's.
Oh, so you brought it up.
It's
65.
a bit chilly. Yeah, it's a bit chilly.
All right.
But living the dream out in the woods, doing the thing, man.
I like
no
that.
cell phone, no cell service, no internet, no electricity, no running water, but making it happen, and was able to pack everything very quickly into the car. I have different setups for different scenarios, but I have like a Rubbermaid bin, those Rubbermaid totes,
Yep.
and have each one packed up. One's packed up with things like rope and batteries and
Is one
hatchets
filled with just liquor?
One's cooking utensils. One is it's not just liquor. I also
Liquor
brought in
and
a lot of
s'mores?
beer.
Oh, beer.
A lot of beer. Now,
Okay.
I switched everything, beer cans I used, and all the liquor I switched
so
in
you
there.
are roughing it.
Flasks. Yeah, I mean, drinking a can of beer, that's not something I would do if I was living the high life,
right.
But I'm living the high life with Miller Lite either way.
I like
So-
it.
Let me recommend the solar-powered showers, as long as you don't need to be hot. Good. Make sure you bring your cookware. Salt and pepper goes a long way when you don't have any other seasoning. And that's it, man.
Yeah.
So get yourself a couple of Rubbermaid bins that you can fit in
Now-
your car and load them up with specific things,
If we were to go to like battlebox.com
Mm-hmm.
and say, you know what, sign me up for the monthly subscription, do you feel that you might receive items every month that would make that trip just a little bit more enjoyable?
Maybe make things a little bit lighter. Yeah. They definitely have a lot of good solutions to heavy equipment.
I like that.
Um,
So if you guys check that out, use the code BADASS, you get 10% off. Just, little shout out to our friends, people that take care of us, take care of them. I know you guys heard last week we mentioned PFA Supply sent us some survival pucks. Plan on doing some more videos and going through those so you guys can check out all the cool gear and value they offer. Don't forget about Tac Pack. If you're an avid gun lover like me, you like to constantly play with your AR-15s, put them together like a jigsaw puzzle, build them up, tear them down. Maybe you want to pull in and out of a trigger 27 freaking times. Whatever you want to do.
You do you.
You do you. Tac Pack might be the right thing for you. And if nothing else, they're going to send you, if you use the code BADASS, they're going to send you a gun cleaning mat that says Tac Pack on it. Now, I don't even have one of these.
No?
They
You haven't
send
got
me,
one?
I get Tac Pack,
But you didn't get the mat.
but I didn't get the mat.
That
That's
is
something they
fucked
just do
up,
for
man.
our listeners. You believe
That
that?
is some messed up shit. Now, did you hear about some other messed up shit? Last week, Facebook banned part of the Declaration of Independence for hate speech.
That sounds like hate speech.
There is a Texas newspaper that was publishing a section of the Declaration of Independence every day going up to 4th of July.
Okay.
And apparently somewhere Jefferson wrote Indian savages. And that got them popped, and they automatically removed the post, shut it all down.
Shut the shit down.
Now, Facebook has apologized, saying that their algorithm did not work and that it was incorrectly removed, and they put it back up. But I was kind of satisfied with their apology. They seemed genuinely apologetic. They didn't say a person did it. It was accidental.
All right. Yeah,
Thomas
but why
Jefferson
is their
was-
algorithm set up so that it's going to take out Thomas Jefferson?
Here's the problem. Nobody knows. Facebook does not share their rules. They just cite the rules that they use when they flag your shit. So you don't know what the rules are before you post, only after you post.
I see.
So you just have to play it by ear, you know?
All right. I like that. Nothing else in the news? I haven't been listening. I've been audiobooking it all week.
There's been a couple of things. There's a big ICE protest in California there. I guess they were arresting some people involved in child sex trafficking.
Oh, that sounds bad.
But the people misunderstood what was going on, and they came out with a bunch of signs like support our, immigrants, and, immigration is not illegal, shit like that.
Okay.
Confused, very angry at the ICE agents for stopping the child porn, but, whatever. You do you.
Yep.
I don't know that there are any politicians that are going to come out pro-child sex trafficking, but you never know. Get together,
Waters.
You can vote, you can elect whoever the fuck you want.
Maxine Waters might step up for that one.
They're all on it.
So,
but that's all I got for today as far as news.
That sounds like we got you covered. So with that, stay safe, and we'll talk to you guys next week.
Planning a fishing trip shouldn't feel like a full-time job. With fishingbooker.com, you can find and book the perfect fishing trip within minutes. Fishingbooker.com connects you with trusted fishing captains around the world. Booking is fast, easy, and secure, with access to verified customer reviews, loyalty rewards, and around-the-clock customer support. Everything you need to book with confidence is in one place. So head to fishingbooker.com and start planning your next fishing adventure today.